Hello dear students, hope you all are doing fine and congratulations to all of you for your wonderful and excellent performances in the class 10 board examinations, and at the same time I extend my greetings and warm welcome to the new class 11 Science and Commerce. Dear students, before I begin with anything, I would like to give you a small instruction or an advice to all of you. Uh, Students, you know very well about the present situations, and due to that, we couldn't go to school, we couldn't meet in the classroom, or we couldn't have classroom sessions, and that's the reason your teachers are working very hard, making videos, conducting online classes, so that your studies or your education is not being hampered. So kindly make use of it, okay? And students, due to the present situations, observing and analyzing the conditions of the present situations, the CBSE has made changes in the syllabus of all the subjects. And as you know that I'm going to teach you English, and today in this video I'm going to tell you about the changes or the deleted topics and the paper designed of which the CBSE has newly introduced. I'm going to discuss with you in this video, okay? Before we start that, students, remember that in class 9 and 10 your English was known as English language and literature, and from now on in class 11 and 12 you will be studying English core, and the subject code is 301. First of all, let's begin with the deleted topics, starting with the writing skills. Topics like classified advertisements, letters to the editor, job application with biodata or resume, article and report writing, and narrative, all these topic has been deleted from the writing skills. And topics like models, clauses, change of voice, error correction, editing tasks or passages, for all these topic has been deleted from the grammar again. And from the literature, the two prescribed book, two chapters from Hornbill, Father to Son and the Adventure, and another two chapters from Snapshots, The God of the Only World and The Tale of the Melon City has been deleted. So now let's talk about the question pattern. This time the pattern has two parts, part A and part B. So let's begin with part A. Part A is of 40 marks, consisting of three sections: reading section, grammar section and literature section. So the interesting part is that part A is of only MCQs based question, multiple choice questions only are there. So in the reading section is of 18 marks, and there are two unseen passages. The first unseen passages has 11 MCQs, and out of that 10 has to be done, and the second one has 9 MCQs questions, out of that 8 has to be done. So 8 plus 10 is equal to 18. And the grammar section is of only 8 marks, and there are two questions again, and the first one is of MCQ based on gap filling, covering the topics of determiners and tenses. There will be 5 MCQs question, out of that 4 has to be done. And the second question is based on sentence reordering or sentence transformation, and there will be another 5 MCQs questions, out of that 4 has to be done. So 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. The next section is literature sections, which is of 14 marks, and the first question is of extract based on poetry from the book Hornbill. There will be 2 extract and 1 has to be attempted, and that is of 3 marks. And the second question is of extract based on prose from the book Hornbill and as well as Snapshot. There will be 3 questions, 3 extract and 2 has to be done, and that is of 3 plus 3 is equal to 6 marks. The third question is of text based multiple choice questions from both prose and poetry, and there will be 6 questions, out of that 5 has to be attempted, 1 mark each, total 5 marks. Now let's look into part B. part B is of 40 marks again, and it consists of 3 sections again: the reading section, writing section, and the literature section. So the reading section is of 8 marks, and it consists of one unseen passage where note making and summarizing has to be done. So note making consists of 5 marks and summary consists of 3 marks. Earlier, note making and summary are of 4 marks. Now the second one is writing section. Writing section is of 16 marks. The first question is of notice writings. Word limit is 50, and there will be 2 questions. Out of that, one has to be attempted, and this is of 3 marks. Earlier notice is of 4 marks. The second question is again of poster, short writing task. Poster is again of 50 word limits, and there will be 2 questions. Out of that, one has to be attempted, and it is of 3 marks. Earlier poster and notice are of 4 marks. The next question is of letter writing, and the letter writing is of business or official letter, like making inquiries, registering complaints, asking for or giving information, like placing orders, and sending replies. There will be letters to the schools or colleges authorities regarding admissions, school issues, etc. Okay, there will be 2 questions. Out of that, one has to be attempted, and it is of 5 marks. The next question is again of debate or speech writing, and there will be 2 questions. Out of 1 has to be attempted, and this is of 5 marks again. So 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3 is equal to 16 marks. The next section is of literature section, which carries of 16 marks, and the first question in this section is of short answer type questions, and these questions will be from prose, one from prose and one from poetry, and there will be 4 questions asked, and out of that 2 has to be answered, and it is of 2 marks each. 2 into 2 is equal to 4 marks. The next questions in the literature section again is of short answer type questions from prose, from the prescribed book of snapshots, and there will be 2 questions asked, and out of which 1 has to be answered, and it is of 2 marks. And the next question is of long answer type questions from either from prose or poetry from the book Hornbill, and this has to be answered in 120 to 150 words, and there will be 2 questions, out of which 1 has to be answered, and this is of 5 marks. And the next and the last questions in the literature section again is of long answer type questions, and it is going to be from the book Snapshot, and this is also to be answered in 120 to 150 words. There will be 2 questions, out of which 1 has to be answered, and it is of 5 marks. Students, you have to remember that we have 2 prescribed books published by NCERT. The first one is Hornbill, it is a literature reader, and the second one is Snapshots, the supplementary reader. Now we have understood the question paper design for the session 2020 to 21. It has 2 parts, part A and part B, and both carries of 40 marks each, total 80 marks, and both the part consists of 3 sections each again: the reading comprehension, and creative writing skills and grammar, and the literature section. So the reading comprehension or the reading skills in part A is of 18 marks, and in part B is of 8 marks, total 26 marks, and the grammar section in part A is of 8 marks, and the writing section in part B is of 16 marks, total 24 marks, and the literature section in part A is of 14 marks, and in part B is of 16 marks, total 30 marks. So it is of 26 plus 24 plus 30 is equal to 80, and 20 marks is of ASL, assessment of listening and speaking skills, 20 marks, and grand total 100 marks. So dear students, that's all for this session. Hope you understood about the changes made by the CBSE, about the deleted topics, and especially about the question paper design. Thank you.